Good morning. We haven't spoken in a long time. I'll be honest, I don't do these videos very often because I haven't had the interaction with viewers. I know I've met some of you who see my videos from time to time. Some of you enjoy them and ask me to do more. But my problem is that I like to have something alive, some kind of feedback. And I didn't, the way the YouTube has changed the format. This used to be owned by a different company, um, and now it's owned by, I think, Google. And they use YouTube in a totally different way, monetize it. And I never got over the hump in monetization for various reasons, including one of the reasons that there was a rabbi who decided that he didn't like what I wrote, what I said, and he had me marginalized in the YouTube channels. And so even the few diehards that would listen to me or listen to my videos didn't know where to find me for a while. So we'll try again. The Parshas Dvorim, we are at the beginning of the 9 days tonight. We start the 9 days of mourning over the destruction of the Beis Hamikdash. And we know that during the 9 days they were able to meet Palesh, they were able to enter the city and wreak havoc in the city, and then the 7th day they breached the temple walls, and finally the 9th, at the end of the 9th day, they laid fire to the second temple, the Romans did. And during the first temple we know that it was destroyed again also on Tisha B'Av, the 9th day of Av. So these are the saddest days of our year. But being that it's an old Avelis, I don't mean that it's an old Avelis, it's worn out, because it says, he in whose time the Beis Hamikdash has not been rebuilt, it's as if it was destroyed in his time. It's as if you and I have, with our own hands, our own hearts, our own words, gone and destroyed our holy temple, because if it's not built, then we are the causes of it not being built. But so what are we supposed to do? There's a lot of things we can do, but the first thing, of course, is Avos Yisrael. Despite my differences with certain people and their obstinance and their insistence that they're right, and their marginalization of my opinion, the opinion of people like me, I have to love those people. And I can't say it's easy, but when you realize that when somebody tells you, Avos Yisrael, I turn quiet, I stop. And so the things that we're supposed to focus on during this time is Tzion b'mishpat tibada v'shaveh b'tzedakah, an increase in the learning of mishpat, which is Torah, the Torah shebiksav, Torah sheba'al peh. The Rebbe would say we should learn Meseches Moed Katan, learn those Mesechtes that are not rejoiceful, but sober us up. But at least we should learn Divrei Torah, the halachas and the Mishnayos and the Gemaras associated with mourning. But it's also part of Torah. There is an element among Chassidim who said the follows, and I know it's not popular. The Rebbe wasn't against it, but the Rebbe decided to use that vort only to enhance the learning of the things that are permitted during Tisha B'Av. Chassidim used to say that in learning of Chassidus, the Churban did not apply to that. It's based upon the story of the Talmud of the Ari, who said Nachem every day for the Beis Hamikdash, including, he said it during Lag BaOmer. And Rashbi, Rav Shimon Bar Yochai said, because he said Nachem on my Simcha, day of Simcha, some tragic event would happen that people would have to consult, console him. He should be Mikabel Nichumim. And a child of his died a short while later, and he had to sit Shiva. The idea behind it is that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai never had the Churban happening to him. How could that be? The Churban was there. The destruction of the Beis Hamikdash was there. But as far as Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was concerned, the revelation of God was so pervasive that there's nothing that was lacking. In his consciousness, there was nothing lacking. God was everywhere. He just wanted to bring it to everybody else's attention. So Chassidim took this as a sign that there are certain elements of Torah where the Churban does not apply. There's such connection to God that it's all pervasive, and the Churban does not affect it. And that includes the learning of Chassidus, not just Kabbalah, but Chassidus. And they would learn Chassidus during Tisha B'Av. The Rebbe said, well, we know that that's the attitude of some of the Chassidim, but we shouldn't go ahead and violate the halacha. We should learn the Chassidus associated with the elements of Tisha B'Av, which includes Eicha. In Megillas Eicha, there are notes of the Tzemach Tzedek, which are cryptic notes. I'll be honest with you, they're cryptic because they need expansion, and only people who are endowed with great insight can expand on them. So we spent all of Tisha B'Av night, first year of marriage, learning the Rishimas, the notes on Megillas Eicha. I spent an hour or two with several people learning during the night, and I look forward to eventually learning it again. But I want to say, my heart wants me to say, that despite the fact that you're not allowed to learn things that bring simcha, but the simcha of the neshama is not the simcha of the animal soul. And therefore, Yid, if they learned Chassidus on Tisha B'Av, it's possible that there wouldn't be anything wrong with it. The Rebbe did not negate that idea, just felt that we shouldn't violate the halacha openly, but the knowledge of God's unity, that God is everywhere, and that everything is created by God, and the enhanced study of this, making it more clear to us, more involved in us, more detailed within us, should not be something that should be construed as bringing joy, but rather bringing Yirah Shamayim, and whatever joy there is intellectually would be the joy of like a child coming home to their father, despite all the pain and the suffering all around us. When a child sees a father, I'm sure that when a child saw a father in the middle of World War II, there was great joy, even though they were surrounded by enemies and maybe doomed for destruction, but for that moment there was joy. And so maybe this would be the same idea. At any rate, we must try to approach the 9 days not as an element of mourning and destruction, but for looking for solutions. Iran is obviously waiting till the 9 days. They're waiting for tonight. In Eretz Yisrael, it'll be the night in another hour or so, 2 hours. And then they'll rain their destruction, because they want to do it at a time when the mazel of Israel is going down. So I say to you that the mazel of Israel is not going down. It's dafke in these generations we've said, the tzaddikim, the leaders of Klal Yisrael, from every stripe, from every group, whether it's Chassidim, Litvaks, Sfaradim, Yehofchu Yomim Elu L'Sason V'Simcha. That's what they declared, that these days will be transformed into joy. And so therefore, every missile and every attack that Iran will try to foment, to try to express against the Jews all over the world, including Eretz Yisrael, will go lehevel l'rik. It will be destroyed. They may do some trouble to individuals, but not en masse. And on the contrary, the only massive destruction will be for Iran. That's what I feel. I'm not a prognosticator. I'm not a novich. I don't even consider myself anything other than somebody that needs to do tshuva. So I'm not a prognosticator. But I feel, based upon what the Rebbes and the Gedolei Yisrael have said about these days, this will be not for destruction. And the Nazis used Tisha B'Av as a time for destruction. But they no longer have power, and it's obvious that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has changed the dynamic so that Yidden can protect themselves, and Yidden should and will protect themselves, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu is matzliach Yidden in the protection. Where will the attack come from? So people are saying it's coming from Iran. In my opinion, it's not going to come from Iran. In the Nevuah of Yirmiyah, he says, Mitzofen tiftach hara. The evil will be opened from Tzofin, from the north. So my opinion is that it'll be a barrage coming from Damascus, from Hezbollah in Lebanon, and another entity that is mysterious, but I believe that Erdogan will make a yad achas with Iran, either allow Iran to launch missiles from Turkey, or Turkey themselves will launch missiles against Israel. And as we say, al tira mipachat pisam, you don't have to be afraid. Everything that they say and everything they'll do, ani azbel va'amalit, we will suffer and we will be saved. Nothing will harm Eretz Yisrael in a significant way. And adrabah, the counter-offensive will be so powerful that the people living in the north will be able to return to their homes much quicker than before, because this will allow Israel the moral imperative, the moral right to go and clean up the bastions of Hezbollah and even some of the Syrians in southern Syria, some of those things that are launched against us, and there may even be some elements in Turkey that are due for a surprise. The Eibusher should help. It should all be b'chesed v'rachmim. Yehofchu yomim elu l'sosim v'simcha. Omen ken yiratzon.